Hello, welcome to Mind Prosperity. We are so glad to have you guys here as we speak about the magic of mental and emotional mastery. I love soccer. It's like or football, they call it in different countries, one of my favorite sports to watch. I remember there was a time where I specifically liked this one soccer player very, very much. And I'm not going to mention his name for various reasons, but I really liked this one specific soccer player. And they bought him, the club that I support bought him for a very high price. But the funny thing is they never played him. And they never gave him a chance to play. And for me, every single time he played extremely well. So I asked one of my friends, I'm like, I'm so upset actually that this guy's not playing. I really like him and I want to see him play more. And he said something very interesting to me. He said, although he's a good player, he doesn't really gel with what the manager wants to do with the team. I play squash a lot of times with one of my friends or a few of my friends. I'm not the best squash player, but I do enjoy it and I do it for exercise. But one thing I love about squash is playing doubles. That means we are 4 people on a course. And my friend said to me, you are very good at defense, but you need to work on your attack when you play doubles. And this friend of mine is a first league squash player. He's like extremely good. So he says you are gelling very well in the one area, but you need to gel more in the other area. And it's the same with squash. You can be good, but you need to gel. Now, why am I telling you these stories? Your brain and your heart has to be coherent, meaning they have to gel together very well to really experience this magic of mental and emotional mastery. So what is it when you have brain and heart coherence, or what does it mean when the mind and the emotion really gels? So when there is a balance and connection between your thinking and your feeling, there's a connection between your thinking and your feeling, meaning you think a certain way and you feel in the same direction. That is also, you can say, your conscious beliefs and your subconscious beliefs are connected. There's imbalance when there's a disconnection, and that's what we call toxic positivity. When you just think positive thoughts, but you don't feel it. It's not emotional, it's not intuitive, it's not in your subconscious. There's a neuroscientist, one of my favorite neuroscientists, called Dr. Joe Dispenza. And this is what he said about brain and heart coherence. He said, a state of being is when your mind and body are working together. Therefore, your present state of being is your mind and body connection. Feeling creates thinking, and thinking creates feeling that are equal to those thoughts. Meaning when you feel something, or let me rather say when you think something, you feel it as well. So not only do you believe, for instance, that you have a great future, but you get emotionally connected to it. And a lot of times, when we speak about mind, when we speak about thoughts, people might have a very good thought about something. They might believe it on a conscious level, but if they don't mix it with the feeling, if they don't mix it with the emotion, there's not coherence. And the magic only happens when there's coherence. If you do not learn to master your thoughts internally, the external world will. There are a lot of things that are happening on the outside of us that are true and that are real, but it can cause us to start to think and believe negative. Therefore, we have to learn to master what happens on the inside. So many things will happen in life that you did not expect. Mental calmness is very important when it comes to mental mastery, and everything in the world teaches us not to be calm mentally, right? But it's not just about thinking positive thoughts and thinking great things, but it's also mastering it, if I can say it like that, with a type of calmness within. James Allen said, the more tranquil a man becomes, the greater is his success, his influence, and his power for good. Albert Einstein said, a calm and modest life brings more happiness than the pursuit of success combined with constant restlessness. So we believe in success, we believe in prosperity, and we believe that we should go forward in life. But it doesn't help you go forward when there's no brain and heart coherence, or when there's no thinking and feeling coherence. Meaning you might have a great mindset and you might think big, but emotionally you're not doing well. Or emotionally you are doing well, but you don't think big and you don't have a great mindset. Eventually the two will influence each other. Therefore, you have to master your mind, and you have to have a calm mindset to really have that mastery. Now we're going to speak about the mastering of the emotions. Before we get there, we want to ask you to like, to subscribe, leave a comment, ring the bell so that you get notifications when we do more videos, to send this video to other people, because we do believe it will help them. We are so excited to inform you about our new training session that comes with a booklet, and the session is called The Emotional Intelligence Advantage. This will benefit people in the workplace, in businesses, in families, in friendships, in relationships, and even individually. If you want to know more, please feel free to send me an email and I will tell you more. So you have to master your emotions. Mastering your emotions, and I speak about this a lot, is the combination between the neocortex, which is your thinking or your logical brain, and the limbic system, which is your emotional or your feeling brain. When you think logically, but you neglect the emotional side, you're not emotionally intelligent. When you allow your emotions to take over and you don't think rationally, you're not emotionally intelligent either. You have to find the balance between the two as far as you can. Now, it's not possible in every situation, because in some situations it will require you to be more logical in your thinking. In other situations you will be more emotional, but as far as you can, you want to get the balance between the two. That is what Dr. Daniel Goleman called emotional intelligence. So to master your emotions, what is very important is emotional self-awareness. That's the combination between meta mood and metacognition. Meta mood is to think about what you are feeling. So have you ever stopped and thought, what am I really feeling? Are my emotions at a good place? Then metacognition, think about what you're thinking, because your thoughts will influence your emotions, and your emotions in turn will influence your thoughts. And a lot of things in life will happen that we didn't expect. A lot of things in life will happen that we didn't plan or might not be enjoyable. That's why emotional adaptability is very important. And I have to be honest, that's the thing that I had to work, and still today have to work the hardest on, because I'm a planner. If things don't happen as planned, if things don't happen according to my calendar, I get a bit emotionally distressed. So emotional adaptability is definitely something I have to work on every day. But we have to realize that everything will not always happen the way we planned. Everything will not always happen the way we want to, and that is why emotional adaptability is very important. Elizabeth Gilbert said, "Your emotions are the slave to your thoughts, and you are the slave to your emotions." If your emotions are the slaves to your thoughts, that means what you're thinking is what you eventually feel. And if you are the slave to your emotions, that means what you feel you will eventually become a slave to. And that is so true. If we constantly live in a lack of peace and a lack of joy, we become a slave to something. And I want to finish with this final quote. Tony Robbins said, "Emotional mastery is the key to living a life that you direct." So you want to direct your life, you want to have more control over your life, emotional mastery is the key. So we do believe if you get to that place where you can find brain and heart coherence between your thinking and your feeling, or where your thoughts and your emotions can really gel together, that will be a mastery to great success. My name is Albert Villa. We are Mind Prosperity.